Coach, if you would just start us out with a brief statement about this afternoon's game.
Credit to Wheeling Jesuit for playing hard, especially to start the game. It was probably a little bit more pressure on them than there was on us, and so credit to them for coming out ready to go. I know they were nervous with 2 consecutive losses, that the loss today might keep them out of the tournament with the regional ranking, so they could have easily come out tight, and they didn't. So just give credit to them, and then credit to my team for incredible fight in the second half.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and go with questions.
What was it in that third quarter? I mean, you guys were like 20-7, and it just seemed such a drastic turnaround from the first half to then.
We played together. We played together, I think, in the second half, starting in the third quarter. They got it together in the locker room. It happens. It's happened to us in the past, happened to us in this game last year, where, everybody wants to win. It comes sometimes from a good place. It doesn't come from a selfish place. It comes from wanting to win and wanting to do well, and when things aren't going well, sometimes, you just start to maybe try to do too much, or, some people maybe lose a little confidence in themselves and then don't want to shoot the ball or do whatever. And I think in the locker room at halftime, they found each other, which is how they played the last 5 games of the year, to win 5 in a row, and they found some confidence, and they played like the team they are. It's not a fluke by any means. I think we could keep playing them all day long, and that game would be like that.
As a whole, Adam, kind of a frustrating year. Everything, injuries, things, it's numbers. Until late, you guys didn't really get going.
Right.
I wish that would happen a little sooner, I'm sure.
Well, it's hard to, people are going to point, I think when they say injuries, they're going to point to Monet and people like that being, Chelsea and Ashley and people being injured for the season. But when you say it took us a while to get it going, I think things that get overpassed sometimes is that Sharice missed 4 games in the second half of the year, and Marissa missed 5 games in the second half of the year. Actually, we just told the girls, we did the math on it today, we have 17 players on the roster, and 14 of the 17 missed at least 1 game at some point this year due to an injury. We only had 3 people, Maya, Abby, and Leslie Gilmore are the only 3 people that did not miss a game this entire year. So I don't know if it took us a while to get going as much as it took us a while to get healthy and have, even without Monet and Chelsea and Ashley, what we deemed as our top team, this is our team for the rest of the year. And once we did that, I think we were as good as anybody out there. But yes, it's frustrating. It's, as I told them, all these things in there, between the injuries and everything else, playing and practicing in different buildings and playing in different arenas for home games. We had some home games here, some home games at Charleston Catholic. It's just a lot that these girls endured, and it's frustrating, but, I hate it more for, Sharice and KJ and Ashley and Chelsea, who are the seniors. I've got more basketball, college basketball. Some of them have more basketball in their life too. But I've got more college basketball left, and so do the rest of the players in our locker room have more college basketball left. And I hate to see 4, and that's why I've got those 2 young ladies sitting there, because I want to speak about them a little bit. 4 really good players that didn't get, probably the best way to go out, and none of it that they're doing. None of it their fault, none of it they're doing. And hopefully for them, it'll make them stronger people moving forward and how to handle things. But that's what it's frustrating for. It's frustrating for them. 2 years ago, we are losing in the championship game, and we have everybody back but Tiana and Kelly. And we feel like this team's going to make a run at the national championship. And, then Sharice goes down last year, and Kayla goes down, and then what we've been through this year. So it hasn't really been, went out the way that it's been scripted from the NCAA tournament. But again, I see a lot of very positive things, and if I was these young ladies, especially the seniors, there are some things I would be very proud of this year.
Sharice, it seemed that it was tough to drive to get inside and get anything kind of decent open look. How was their interior defense? Did you find it kind of difficult to get into that kind of uncomfortable?
First one start off, give God all the glory for everything that happened. And I've been boxed in one, many times before. It really wasn't anything not used to. Sort of like a zone, which kind of threw us off in the beginning. But We just had to find open people. It was a little tougher in the sense of not knowing where. That was my fault. I should have just a little faster, not knowing where the open people were, but it wasn't anything like they did. I mean, we just, in the beginning, we just came out. So they're not playing together, and it falls on my shoulders because I was the point guard out there who had to lead. But it was a good defense, but I can't say that was a game changer. But yeah, it was different.
But you guys might have had and please correct me if I'm wrong, with KJ, maybe had a matchup problem that you could take advantage of. Do you feel like you did enough of that?
When we could, she's a foul trouble the whole game. So,
Okay.
I mean, it's, you know, I felt like we got it to her when she was in, but, you know, we couldn't leave her in very long. Every time she was in, the whistle blew on her, so, and all off the ball stuff. So, I mean, probably just anxiousness on her part that, you know, moving a little on a screen or, you know, reaching in after a rebound, something like that. But, you know, she just didn't really get a chance to play a lot, you know, as much as we did. But I do think we got it to her, you know, consistently when she was in. And I think it's hard for the guards, like you play a lot of the game without her in there because of the foul trouble. And, you know, to go, you know, when you've been playing for 5 or 6 minutes without her down there, then it's hard to get back to looking at it probably. But I do think we got it to her probably 5 or 6 times, you know, in the third and fourth quarter.
All right.
Can I speak real quick if they don't have any other questions for anybody?
Yeah.
And I'll be fast for you.
Okay.
I do want to recognize these 2 girls in the back, Ashley and Chelsea, Ashley Milligan, Chelsea Chambers, because for most of the year, all anybody says is, you know, you lost Monet, you lost Monet, you lost Monet, and, you know, I can tell you right now, you know, and this is no disrespect to any players in the league, all of the guards that made the all-conference, either honorable mention, first or second team or whatever, if Chelsea Chambers healthy, she's on that list, no question, and never really got a chance to show people that. And I want to comment publicly on how much I appreciate her, how good of a player she's become, and unfortunately things, you know, didn't pan out that way, but she's going to do great things in her life and whatever she chooses to do. And Ashley Milligan, the same way, you know, people don't give her enough credit because she's like 5'8" and doesn't really have a position, but she just gets things done. And both of these girls, no disrespect to Sherry Lynn, but both of these girls when I got here didn't even get to play as freshmen. You know, in a year that they weren't very good, they weren't even really given much of a chance to play. And when they did get a chance to play for us, they did great things for us. And unfortunately, their bodies just didn't hold up. But I want for everybody to know, not that Monet wasn't a huge loss, and not that Sharice and those people missing games weren't a huge loss. But those 2 young ladies right there, I truly believe if our team is healthy, this is a 25-3 team this year. And those 2 girls deserve the credit that they don't always get. Thank you.
All right, thank you.